Mike Allen of Politico leaked what Hillary Clinton's cabinet appointments would have been, and oh boy, is it a disaster. So there's a few choices for each one, or for most of them there's a few choices, so I want to run through the list here for you, and then we'll discuss it a little bit. So Secretary of State, she wanted John Podesta, Bill Burns, or Joe Biden. Treasury Secretary, Sheryl Sandberg. Secretary of Labor, Howard Schultz. Secretary of Health and Human Services, Neera Tanden. Secretary of Commerce, Gregory Meeks or Sheryl Sandberg, or Terry Mcauliffe. Now, I understand that you guys might not know who a lot of those actors are, so let's run through it. Sheryl Sandberg is the COO of Facebook. And so if that's not bad enough, she was Larry Summers' chief of staff during his infamously bank-friendly deregulation spree and his tenure in Bill Clinton's Treasury Department. So she is as neoliberal as it gets, neoliberal to the core. Then we have Howard Schultz, who is the founder of Starbucks. Starbucks is a company that has long been super duper hostile to organized labor, to unions. So again, she wanted this guy for Secretary of Labor. We're just going after Poozder, Trump's pick, because he's a fast food CEO and he's anti-labor. Well, Hillary's pick would have been anti-labor too. Now, to be fair, I don't know if Howard Schultz is nearly as bad as that guy, because that guy is an Ayn Rand devotee. So he doesn't believe in social safety nets, he doesn't believe in the minimum wage, doesn't believe in any of that shit. He might believe in some of it. But see, this is the whole problem, though. This is the whole problem with the spectrum in the U.S. in terms of politicians. You have Republicans who are flat out crazy. I mean, I don't know what else to say. They're 100% sellout to corporations, and they mix that in with a heaping dose of social conservatism and Christian fundamentalism. So they're off the spectrum lunatics, and I have no interest in any of them. But then you have the Democrats, who are neoliberals. They're centrist or center-right corporatist establishment hacks. So it's bad and worse. Every time. Bad and worse, bad and worse, bad and worse. So this really, that's who you want for Secretary of Labor. And then, of course, you have Terry Mcauliffe, who an article in Slate calls, quote, perhaps the original corporate centrist Democrat. So, and I'm sick of it. We're sick of it. And that's why she fucking lost. Because you didn't actually make a case for progressivism and liberalism and change and moving the country in a better direction, in a more social democratic direction. You made an argument for the status quo, and people don't like the status quo. And the other guy was promising change, in many instances a worse kind of change, and they went for that over the no change. So, you know, you want to know why you lost? Oh, I don't know. Maybe start by looking at your own goddamn picks and understanding this isn't what America wants. You know, this reminds me like Hillary in the week leading up to the election day. She acted like it was already over, and what she was doing kind of proved that. So, like, for example, she was in Ohio where she was really down towards the end of the election, almost certainly going to lose it. What was she doing? Instead of giving, you know, speeches and pounding the pavement and ranting against TPP and talking about stuff like that, she had LeBron James come and like, talk at an event for her. That's, like, quintessential Hillary Clinton. Oh, don't worry, I'm this celebrity, everybody loves me even though they don't love me, and it's history, and we're going to move in this direction. And it just smelled disingenuous because it was. And you had the like, what was it, a concert, an event, this giant thing where all these different celebrities came and performed, and there was a night where Obama gave a speech, and it was, oh, we're going to have the first female president. They popped champagne early on the flight. And what you don't get is, like, this was the problem. There are people out there, you know, they said the Democratic firewall fell. That's why she lost. So those angry white voters that people yelled at Bernie Sanders because he got too many of them, your voters are too white and too angry. Those are the people who lost the election for Hillary Clinton because they didn't believe her shit anymore. You know, in the Rust Belt, the former Democratic firewall, depressed factory areas, they were like, we'd rather have Trump than her. But she took it for granted. And shit like this, the people, if they knew about her cabinet picks and they looked at this, they'd go, yeah, that's exactly why we voted against you. Now, again, Trump, his picks have been just as bad, if not worse. And in fact, they probably are worse because we know all about Goldman Sachs out the wazoo and the fast food CEO who doesn't believe in the minimum wage and education secretary who doesn't believe in public education and who is a Christian fundamentalist. So his are worse. But he put on the facade of being anti-establishment more than she did. And I still don't think she gets it. Really, this was your cabinet. They're always going to diagnose the problem the exact wrong way. So what their response is going to be, no, go further right-wing. Go further right-wing, go more establishment, be safer, and then we would have won. So don't go more progressive. Never go more progressive. Always go more right-wing, more establishment, because that's always the answer. That's not always the answer. That was the fucking problem.